When MG Philippines decided to make a strong push towards full EVs last year in 2023, well, one of the first two full EVs that they brought to the country would be the Marvel R. However, since the launch though, the Marvel R kinda flew under the radar, which is why we borrowed this white MG Marvel R right here from our friends at MG Britannica in order to see what sort of drive experience and performance it can deliver. Let's do this! We can all agree that the MG Marvel R is a very good-looking electric vehicle. However, it cannot help but be overshadowed by its more affordable siblings, the MG4 and even the MG Xpower. We can't really blame the MG4 or even the Xpower though, since those EV hatchbacks have a truly attractive price level for a full electric vehicle. However, even if the Marvel R costs a heftier 2,588,888 Philippine pesos, it does offer a more premium electric drive than its smaller siblings, making it worthy of our attention. So what exactly do we get from the MG Marvel R? But before we find out, special thanks to MG Britannica and Grand Cars for lending us the MG Marvel R to do this car review. Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell. So, I got the Marvel R from MG Britannica right after I drove both the MG Xpower and the MG Cyberster, so you can understand that I felt a little bit underwhelmed when I drove this vehicle. You see, both the Cyberster and the Xpower comes with dual electric motors, all-wheel drive, and bonkers levels of acceleration that will scramble your insides and give you a really thrilling ride. Now, we don't get that here in this MG Marvel R. You see, we only have a single electric motor here that powers the rear wheels, and it's good for 168 horsepower and 310 Newton meters of torque. Now, don't get me wrong, pare, don't get me wrong. These are perfectly decent power figures, but if you expect seat-in-your-pants levels of thrust, you know, something that will really wow you, well, you're not gonna get that. Instead, what the Marvel R will give you is a more refined driving experience. You see, acceleration is smooth and linear without any fuss. In fact, my wife prefers this over the MG Xpower. She didn't even ride the MG Cyberster. She was afraid to ride the Cyberster. The reason why she wants this more is because the Marvel R just feels so refined. You know, it can still accelerate well with a 0 to 100 kph time of around 7.9 seconds. So, yes, for some of you out there, or for those of you out there who are intimidated by the extreme levels of acceleration and power and thrust that, you know, some electric vehicles have, then the MG Marvel R will deliver a smoother and calmer driving experience. Now, what I love about this car though is we get a really good level of NVH here being a full electric vehicle. It's smooth, it's quiet, and since we only have a single motor here and a larger 70 kilowatt battery pack, well, the Marvel R also gets a really decent range of 402 kilometers on a single charge. One of the advantages of having a rear-wheel drive single electric motor full EV is the fact that we get a frunk. Now, if you don't know what a frunk is, well, a frunk means it's a front trunk, and that's something that you can find in the MG Marvel R. You see, the Marvel R has been designed to be a full EV from the very start, from the ground up, so yes, we get an actual frunk here. Now, the frunk, alright, of the Marvel R has a 150-liter capacity, which means that you can put a gym bag or a backpack or your charging cables right here, and it's actually decent enough for all of those stuff that you're gonna put in your frunk. I love that. I love seeing a frunk in a full EV because that's one of the things that I'd expect from a full electric vehicle. Now, alright, there you go. In terms of the overall front fascia design, well, the Marvel R here is as full electric vehicle as it can get. I mean, it's so futuristic. For one, we don't have a front grille here, see? We have a flat and smooth nose right there, really sleek looking, and we have these gorgeous LED DRLs here that are connected by this LED light strip right down the center of that said nose. Now, as for the LED headlights, though, the headlights can be found right here on the sides of the front bumper, which is kind of on the low side, but it goes with the overall aesthetic of this MG Marvel R. So if you want an electric vehicle that looks like an electric vehicle, that has the aesthetic and design of an electric vehicle, well, the Marvel R pare will float your boat. You see, we have a futuristic and gorgeous and sleek design here, and this, my friends, will surely turn a lot of heads. The side profile design of the MG Marvel R is an exercise in minimalism. You see, we only get a front fender garnish here that breaks off the monotony of the side, and this, my friends, is not an actual air vent but rather more of a design piece. We also have an interesting looking power folding side mirror here with LED turn signals, plus we also have chromed out full flush door handles here. Now, how do you open the doors of the MG Marvel R? Well, when you unlock the car, yep, the door handles will pop out like that, and you can already open the door. See? Right. Now, when you go over to the other side of the MG Marvel R, you'll see that you have a Type 2 charge port with DC fast charging support. So yes, you can do a quick charge for your Marvel R. You can take it from 5% to 80% in less than an hour, which is pretty quick for an electric vehicle. Now, when you check out the wheels and tires of this crossover, you'll see that we have 19-inch alloy wheels here that are wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 5 tires. Now, that surprised me, pare. We get PS5s here, and that's really, really cool. Now, we also have 4-wheel disc brakes here, and if you check out the ground clearance, you'll see that it has 134 millimeters worth of ground clearance, which is kind of low for a crossover. But then I realized that this is a full EV, and we have the electric motor mounted right there on the rear axle. So yes, that electric motor kind of compromises on the ground clearance of the Marvel R. So yes, it's always best for you to keep that in mind. Alright, so the party piece in this cockpit would be the flat screen TV that you get right here in the center tunnel area of the Marvel R. I mean, I'm not kidding you guys, I'm not kidding. This is not even a touchscreen infotainment system anymore. This, my friends, is a freaking big-ass TV. You see, we have a 19.4-inch touchscreen here, and this, my friends, is the biggest touchscreen that I've ever seen in all of the cars that I reviewed ever since I started my YouTube channel. I mean, it is really, really humongous. Now, this is no surprise really, to be honest, because the Marvel R was co-developed by MG with Huawei. And the Marvel R is also the first mass-produced vehicle that came with 5G mobile technology. Now, if you're wondering what 5G mobile technology is when it's applied to cars, well, let me explain to you in a nutshell. You see, the 5G mobile technology allows the Marvel R to communicate with other 5G gadgets around it for information, and it also helps the Marvel R attain a level 3 autonomous driving feature. Alright? Now, the thing is, the Marvel Rs here in the Philippines still doesn't get the level 3 autonomous driving, so we still don't have that here, but we do have a badass suite of advanced driver assist aids in this Marvel R. Now, as you're seeing on your screen, we get the full suite pare. We have traffic jam assist, we have adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and all of that in this MG Marvel R right here. Now, this screen is it's also well equipped because we also have Apple CarPlay here, we have Android Auto, and we also have the image of a 360-degree view camera. Now, we also have what else? Other controls here like the AC controls, which is no longer a wow factor nowadays in most modern cars. But here's the deal: if you check out the AC vents, you don't get any manual airflow direction adjustments on your AC vents. No sir, we don't get that. Instead, if you want to change the direction of your AC airflow, you'll have to go into the screen and do that here. And it is actually pretty cool. It's pretty futuristic, pare. Now, as for the rest of the cabin though, we get the same futuristic yet minimalist vibe in this cabin. We have full black Napa leather seats here. We have power adjustments for the driver and the front passenger. We also have heat and ventilation function for your seats. And we also have a leather wrapped steering wheel here that adjusts for tilt and telescoping. So, yep, we have that. Now we also have the adaptive cruise control stalk found right here behind the steering wheel. Not really my most favorite configuration for adjusting your cruise control, but well, it is what it is. And we also have a fully digital 12.3-inch gauge cluster right there with all of your information. And we also have a wireless charging pad found here underneath your flat screen TV, and it's also a big cubby there, so you can store like small bags and stuff like that. We also have a rotary shift knob right here at the bottom part of your flat screen TV for your 2-gear transmission. And yeah, what else? Yeah, of course, we have a really big panoramic sunroof here that helps to improve the mood whenever you're driving on a rainy day and to further improve the ambiance inside this MG Marvel R. Well, we also have ambient lighting in this vehicle. When you're driving the Marvel R, you can toggle through the different drive modes using the physical switches here on the control panel. The left switch handles the drive modes Eco, Normal, Sport, and Winter, while the right toggle switch adjusts the brake regeneration rates. Now, while I'm happy that MG gave us these physical switches for these two drive functions, I would still prefer to have a paddle shifter type for those things, similar to the one I found in the MG Cyberster. However, if you think and if you consider it, the Marvel R is a premium crossover electric vehicle, so yeah, I don't think I'll be changing drive modes as often as I would want to, like let's say in the MG Cyberster. So yeah, I guess that's okay. Now anyway, as for the back seat, let's go and check it out. Alright, so the back seat of the MG Marvel R is, well, pretty average for a compact crossover. See, we have enough space here for 3 average adults, although I will prefer to keep it at just 2 adults so that I can make use of this center armrest here that has a pair of cup holders and a felt-lined cubby. Now, in terms of the ride quality itself, well, the ride here at the back is pretty smooth and refined, just like the rest of the car, mainly because we have a nice and long wheelbase here. So that means that we have a nice and stable ride on the highway. Now, as for the other amenities here at the back, well, aside from the center armrest, we also get a pair of rear AC vents there, a pair of USB Type-A charge ports, and we also have warning indicators on the doors in case there are obstacles or vehicles that are coming at you before you open the door. So yes, that way you wouldn't get into any accidents. The rear end gets a sleek and sophisticated design here that goes well with the overall design theme of the MG Marvel R. See, we have a light strip, an LED light strip right down the center of your liftgate there, and it ties to the sleek looking LED taillights here. Now, the Marvel R, of course, gets a Marvel R badge that also comes with an electric badge, which informs the traffic enforcers out there that yes, this is a full EV, in case they don't get the hint with the overall design of the car. And being a full EV, yes, it is also exempted from number coding until the year 2030. Now, when you pop open the power liftgate, all right, there you go, you will see that the Marvel R gets 357 liters of cargo space behind the back seat, which is not really the biggest cargo capacity in the category, but it is still big enough for a large piece of luggage here. And you can put a small hand carry luggage beside it. Now, if you're looking for the spare tire though, the Marvel R doesn't get a spare tire. It only has a fix-a-flat, so it's best for you to also keep that in mind. If you take the MG Marvel R for what it is, which is a premium compact full electric crossover, then you can see that it is well priced and well equipped for the category. The driving refinement and tech features found in the Marvel R equals or even exceeds those that can be found in other premium full electric crossovers, all at a very competitive price. Now, while the Marvel R may not have the insane levels of acceleration that I've come to expect from EVs, those who are looking for a classy, refined, and value-for-money full electric car would be best served to include the MG Marvel R in their short lists. Thanks for watching.